After you teach your learners quarter to and quarter past, it will become a lot easier for them to learn the rest of the times. Divide the clock in half again. Explain how the first half from the 12 to the 6 is all past because they show the minutes after the hour. And then from the 7 to the 11, you say to because they show the minutes until the next hour. In this diagram, the black clock hands are showing past and the white clock hands are showing to. On the right it is 10 past 5 and on the left it is 10 to 6. Remind your learners that when writing the digital time for 2, you always write the hour that we are still in, not the hour it is going to be. Besides quarter past, half past and quarter to, describe that the rest of the times are named according to how many minutes past the hour or to the next hour they are. This is always worked out by counting in fives. Here are some of the past times you can practice with your learners. 5 past 4 is shown on the analog clock with the long hand on the 1 and the short hand on the 4. 20 past 1 is shown with the long hand on the 4 and the short hand slightly after the 1. And 25 past 7 is shown with the long hand on the 5 and the short hand almost in the middle of the 7 and 8. If your learners have small model clocks, allow them to practice putting their hands in the right places. Here are some 2 times you can practice with your learners. These may take a little bit longer to grasp, especially when the learners have to translate to or from a digital clock. 20 to 3 is shown on a digital clock as 2:40 and on the analog clock with a long hand on the 8 and the short hand almost on the 3. 5 to 12 is shown on the digital clock as 11:55 and on the analog clock as the long hand on the 11 and the short hand just touching the 12. And 25 to 9 is shown on the digital clock as 8:35 and on the analog clock with the long hand on the 7 and the short hand just before the 9. Always remind your learners when they get confused to count in fives. To end off this section on time, I always want to emphasize the importance of having a model clock, like this flop chart that you can either buy or make, when teaching time to your class. Young children learn best when they have concrete examples, and allow them to also use the models to manipulate the time